Meters on, mics alive, hop inside for the ride. From the ranks to the radio, stories on tap, every shortcut, every mishap. Two green lights on and the banter's gold. London talk never gets old. It's the Cab Chat Show, jump in, let's go. Rolling through the city, every tale on the floor. With Jamie the cabbie and Tom the taxi driver. London black cabs in your speakers. Cab Chat Show, Cab Chat Riders. Night shift laughs and the day shift grind. Lost umbrellas, folks in a bind. Backseat secrets, front seat views. They got the gossip and the news. It's the Cab Chat Show, jump in, let's go. Rolling through the city, every tale on the floor. With Jamie the cabbie and Tom the taxi driver. London black cabs in your speakers. Cab Chat Show, Cab Chat on and on and on and on. Cab Chat Show, yeah. Jamie and Tom in a London cab. Hey, turn it up. Let the chatter
The Cab Chat Show. Oh, I fucking love these geezers.
Welcome to Cab Chat, and I'm Jamie the cabbie, and he's
Tom the taxi driver. We're back.
Good,
We're doing the thing again. We're here.
that caught you out a bit then, didn't it?
Well, there's a dynamic when you have a host, right? To know, like, are you going to carry on talking, and then I've got to then fill the space. And we're still getting our groove, I think.
Still getting our groove together. Do you know what? I thought I'd gone all the way through January without getting a cold. I always get a cold in January. I don't know why. And I thought I'd gone all the way through January without getting a cold. And all of a sudden I've got a cold. My nose is running like a tap, and that's why I sound like all bunged up and everything and horrible. So you'll have to bear with me.
Hopefully I didn't get that from you yesterday.
Hopefully not, because yesterday we went and had the first Pie Mesh Club meet at Manze's.
Very, very good. There was 4 of us.
Yeah, there was 4 of us there.
Should we name who else was there?
Yeah, John 007, Cabbie.
Cabbie 007. I can't wait.
Cabbie 007.
We're saying we've got to get him on the pod at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
For reference, I mentioned before that I don't know a yellow badge driver. Turns out I do.
Yeah, you know a couple of yellow badge drivers actually.
I know John for a while actually. You know,
Yeah.
when he was working Uber, and it was kind of his journey. He was called himself. He got a lot of flack from cab drivers because he had Cabbie 007, even though he was sort of just doing the knowledge and doing the yellow badge. But he's going to be, you know, the man to watch really, because he's done everything really, isn't he? Like once he gets his green badge, he'll have done decades of private hire,
Chauffeuring, Uber,
Addison Lee, yellow
Lee.
badge,
Yep.
and now green badge. So
Yep.
yeah, great man, John. Yeah,
And he's got something really important to say when he does come on the podcast as well, hasn't he? We're not going to say what he's going to say because it's going to be quite interesting actually, but we'll wait to get him on and we'll leave you in suspense as to what he's actually going to say.
Yeah.
So obviously we went and had the Pie Mesh Club meet yesterday, but it'll be last week by the time you either watch or listen to this.
Yes.
Because obviously we're a week behind, and we owe everyone a bit of an explanation as well, because we, in each of the shows we've done up until now, we've been saying, so listen, the next show's going out in 2 weeks, and it's like 2 weeks ago. And when we first set out to record this, we decided that to start with we was going to do it fortnightly, and then we recorded 4 shows over a period of time. And then when we recorded the last one, we both sat there and went, oh, let's just do it weekly. So they went out weekly, although we was referring to everything as being fortnightly. So Yeah, we owe you an apology.
Yeah, the idea behind that was I just wanted to get ahead of stuff. There's so many times I've done creative projects, and you get really amped up at the start, and you think, oh, we'll do it weekly. And I've had other podcasts on other topics, non-taxi related, and obviously my own YouTube and stuff. And you want to do the best intentions, but I thought, well, if we do 2 weeks, then we're not going to upset anyone or let anyone down. But we've had a good cadence now, so I feel like we're good enough to be able to officially say weekly.
Yeah, weekly. Yeah, we're definitely going weekly. The other reason why we decided to go weekly was because some of the topics we'd be talking about would be a bit old as well, wouldn't they? They'd be a bit old by the time they, if we recorded everything one day, did 4 shows in one day, by the time you got to hear us talk about it, it'd be a month old at least by then. So that's why we decided to go weekly.
But as we'll learn later on in this episode, there is a few topics that never grow old.
No.
They've been mooted and been brought up in the past, and they still come back round, and we'll come on to that later on in this show.
Definitely. So what are we going to talk about in this week's show then, Tom?
Well, I think we need to set another date of Pie and Mash Club, as that's now been and gone.
Yep, and as I said earlier, that a lot of pie and mash shops are not open on a Monday. So we got 2 dates we can choose, really, because we're going to be in March for the next Pie and Mash Club meet, because we're doing fish and chips in February. So we're either looking at Tuesday the 24th or Tuesday the 31st. So what do you reckon? Shall we do the 24th?
I think the 24th sounds good, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do Tuesday the 24th.
Oh, wait a second.
Oh, hang on.
Have I screwed this up? Yeah, no, I can't do the Tuesday 24th. Sorry, mate. I've got staring right at me on that calendar, yeah.
So we're going to do Tuesday the 31st then. Yeah, Tuesday the 31st of March. And where are we going to go? That's the thing.
It could be North London. And David, we had yesterday, he recommended, or he said about the one near Crisp Street Market, Poplar. It's one called EastEnders Pie and Mash.
Well, you got 2 there. You got Maureen's and EastEnders.
Oh.
Yeah, so you got Maureen's there and EastEnders. The one that everyone says is the best is Maureen's.
Okay, let's go there then. I just didn't know.
So we're going to go to Maureen's.
Yeah,
we're going to Maureen's. We can always go back to EastEnders. I've never been in EastEnders though.
I think I went there years ago, maybe, but yeah.
Yeah, I've never been EastEnders there. I've been to EastEnders at in Portobello Road.
Oh.
No, that was Cockney's. Sorry, Cockney's in Portobello Road. That was really nice.
Yeah.
That's a good pie and mash shop. So we go to Maureen's on Tuesday the 31st. What, 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock?
Midday, I think, really.
Yeah, 12 o'clock-ish again. There is a car park around the back of Crisp Street Market you can park in quite easily.
Wicked. Oh, that's where, yeah.
Been there before when we went there on one of the Disney trip things when we was going to the checkover and having the stickers put on. Me and Dan from Plan and a couple of others, we went round to Maureen's and had some pie and mash on the way as we was leaving there. So
I'll tell you what, when I turned up yesterday and done that, pie and mash is probably ultimate for this sort of thing because it's pretty much instantaneous. It was obviously the original fast food, and it was just so easy to slot into your day and just go, you know what, I'm just going to just do this at the start of my day, even if it was like a lunch stop. Normally, I know it can be a bit difficult to get to the fringes or the edges of London or whatever if you've already started, but I just think, why don't you just do this more often? So, we'll put photos up from that first Pie and Mash Club. We've also got the Fish and Chips Club, which is on the 23rd of February. That's at Kennedy's at around 7 p.m. So Monday the 23rd. We'll have 6 of those this year and 6 of the Pie and Mash. It's just good to get people together. I really enjoyed it. You know, it's quite nice, isn't it?
It has become a lonely job because a lot of the places where we used to meet up have all gone, haven't they? They've all disappeared.
Yeah. That's it. And you know that real sort of like hub of, I've noticed this when I went into the Sapori probably about a month or so ago, and that is that it's kind of something nice and welcoming about sitting with cab drivers. I know cab drivers kind of will flock to one another if they know there's another cab driver on the room because it's that shared kind of trauma of the knowledge and London and stuff. But there's also a real, I don't know, a comfort. Like when I'm sat down Sapori's and you can just hear someone down the other end of the room just saying Kings Road was shut, but the way you get around it, and the skis are on, and and it just you feel a bit more. If you go sit down in any other place by yourself, no other cab drivers, you're just kind of a bit lonely and isolated. So you might not be having conversations with the people in there, but just to hear your kind of people, it's like a language. Like, these are my people.
Yeah, I know. It used to be the same when you used to go in Great Suffolk Street when it was open. When it was busy in there, it was great. But obviously, it's gone now completely. It's not even there. The horse box, as one of my mates named it, is no more.
The horse box.
He nicknamed it the horse box. He reckons it looked like a bit like a horse box, so he nicknamed it the horse box. Something to do with nose bag and things like that,
Right, yeah.
So he nicknamed it the horse box. But
before we move off of Pie and Mash, I've got to say as well, one chap we met yesterday as well is a chap who's on the knowledge. And for anyone who thinks the knowledge might be getting more easier or more fairer, poor David. I mean, he's on 21s now, but he's had a ride. Do you remember what number of appearances he said he had?
He said he's had about 12 or 14 or something, didn't he? Or was it more than that?
No. I think that's probably how many times.
Oh no, they say how many you'd had. About
87 appearances he's had.
87 appearances.
Yeah.
87.
And so just for anyone who thinks that, like, they're just passing people. The knowledge is so easy now. They give you green badges out and stuff or whatever because there's so little people on the knowledge. Proof in the pudding that it's still just as much of a game and a mental hurdle to people as it always has been.
I didn't hear him say he had done 87 appearances because he was obviously talking to you quite a lot about how many appearances he'd done.
He started bike work at the same time I was on it. So 2017 I got my battle.
So he's been doing the knowledge for 27.
As long as I've been a cab driver. I think it's about 10 years. I think he's saying it was nearly 10 years.
9 years. Yeah. Wow. And the thing is, he knows his way around as well, doesn't he? He's not, it's not as if he doesn't know where he's going.
Yeah, showing lines that he's sort of pulling and stuff.
Yeah. And he was sitting there and calling the runs, while we were sitting there eating pie and mash as well, and he was calling them spot on as well.
Yeah, but as I was sort of saying to him in the cab ride over, it's like, well, you can't. He was sort of like, do you throw in your towel? And it's hard to know because everyone who goes through the knowledge at some point thinks, is this worth it? Am I really doing it? So obviously, the longer that goes on, I'm sure the worse that feels. But
he's got to the point now where he can't give it up.
The thing is as well, every time you ever meet someone who thought about doing the knowledge or did the knowledge and gave up, they have that look in their eye of it's always like a constant regret of like, I could have done it, but I didn't do it. Yeah. And that's what I said to him. I said, you'd have to live with that if you jack it in now. It must be the most awful amount of pain, but you always have that loop running in the back of your head. I think David Goggins calls it like, I don't know what, they're 1 second decisions or something. I don't know if anyone knows David Goggins, who's the ultra marathon runner guy who does like, I don't know, just runs like 16 miles for fun like every day or whatever. And he basically says about that if you're like in the heat of like, say, a marathon or whatever, and you feel like giving up, it's like you often have a lot more in the tank than what you realise. He said, but that 1 second decision, if giving up in that moment, will cost you a lifetime of hurt and pain, and like you'll always think back to that one time you gave up. So anyone who's on the knowledge, just keep on going.
Oh, you've got to keep on going, haven't you?
It's just the only way. It's free.
Got to keep on going. Yeah, definitely got to keep on going. So yeah, 87 appearances though. God, that must be so demoralising, really.
Well, having to go through that whole, all the sort of cycles of it. So obviously through COVID, when they weren't doing appearances, you still had to keep on top of your knowledge. And like he says, I think that the longer you do the knowledge, the harder it does become because you've got to you have to retain everything. You basically are walking around with I'd like the analogy is you're walking around with a giant sack of stones that you're having to constantly carry uphill because that's everything you need to keep in your head throughout the whole time of the knowledge.
Oh, excuse me, I have to keep coughing because of this terrible man.
Very good at pausing your microphone.
I know. It's years of experience of doing it. So I have to keep pausing and coughing this terrible man flu that I've got at the moment. You know, man flu's the worst sort of thing you can get, really, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, listen, credit to him for sticking with it for so long, and you know, it's not as if he's been lazy doing it, because there are people that have admitted, oh, you know, 14 years I was on the knowledge, but you know, I didn't really pull me weight or anything like that. I just played at it and then finally pulled me shit together and did it at the end. Yeah, but he's been continuously committed to it.
And his brother's a cab driver as well.
His brother's a cab driver, yeah.
Yeah.
So all credit to him for sticking with it for so long, and hopefully this year will be his year.
Yeah, we'll get him on the pod as well, hopefully at some point, yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. But I couldn't imagine being, you know, only having spent 21 months doing the knowledge, I can't imagine doing it for that long. It's incomprehensible to me.
No, it is. I've always said to people that the knowledge isn't difficult. It's the fact that you have to keep up that cadence for as long as you need to keep it up for. Yeah. Like going to the gym isn't difficult, but to do it day in, day out is where it gets difficult. The actual process isn't difficult, but the consistency and then putting the rest of your life on hold is what's difficult.
Definitely. I think I've got to get myself a new pair of headphones, you know, because these are not noise cancelling by the sounds of it. And these are really expensive.
No, these are just little DJ ones, you know.
Yeah, well, you're DJing, a bit of scratching, eh? So good luck to both of them getting their badges this year. Hopefully it's going to be this year for both of them. Yeah, and they'll be out on the streets as
and anyone else who's going through the knowledge. If you're knowledge students right now, this is the sort of stuff I used to, many of us would love to devour. That when we was on the knowledge, you'd love to hear cab drivers, what the trade's like, what's going on. Let us know how you're getting on. Send us your stories. Where are you? Are you starting out? Midway through your journey? Are you getting there? Are you getting out? We'd love to hear from everyone. We want to, raise people up, champion these people, because it makes a great example for anyone else who's coming through the knowledge, and just knowing what the process is like, what everyone's individual journey and story is like. Because some people it's quite, relatively easy. They haven't got too many things to juggle whilst it's going on, and other people might have, a whole, life, family, marriage, kids, the lot, and it can be a real struggle and a slog. So we'll love to champion you if you're listening.
Definitely. Right, so moving on. TfL road shake-up. Now, we was just reading about this, and TfL have decided that they're going to have a bit of a road shake-up in London. Their first ever strategy for coordinating things like roadworks and things like that in London with the local London boroughs. Now, I can remember 27 years ago when London voted to have a mayor. This was the reason that one of the reasons that they stated that a mayor would benefit London as a whole, because the mayor's office would coordinate things like roadworks and road closures across London boroughs and coordinate the London boroughs. And it's taken us 27 years to get there.
Your exact words are in this article. So we're reading this from Taxi Point. I'm not too sure where the information this has been published, but so the strategy focuses on new technology, data, and tighter coordination with London boroughs to improve traffic flow.
I know, and TfL says this has reduced for taxi drivers. One of the most immediate operational impacts is likely to come from the expansion of the lane rental scheme. Previously limited to TfL red routes, the scheme charges utilities and contractors for occupying busy roads at peak times. TfL says this has reduced congestion and improved air quality where it operates. From January 2026, 4 boroughs, Camden, Enfield, Lambeth and Merton, have already received Department for Transport approval to introduce their own schemes, with a further 22 boroughs progressing applications. It's 32 boroughs in London.
Yeah.
And we've only got 4 on board so far.
Well, the thing is with this, right, and it's something I kind of recognised and pointed out, my hypothesis is that the boroughs don't really want to agree with one another. No. Like, if you look at Southwark and Lambeth, the border there, round by Upper Ground, where all that work's going on, where they've pulled down the old ITV building and stuff.
Yep.
It basically is that is the separation between Lambeth and Southwark, and it's like one borough doesn't want you driving into the other borough, or
Yep.
vice versa, or like it's almost like, well, you're in that borough, don't come into our borough, like. And I think this is probably what it will do by the sounds of it. Once all the boroughs get on board and they can do their own traffic kind of management, not like they do already, which just seems silly. I just think they're probably going to make that even worse. The thing I find really weird about this, it's got bits in here. It says TfL's Fusion Traffic Control System. It says the central element of the plan is the continued rollout and enhancement of TfL's traffic control system. Already in use much across capital, the system will be upgraded to process a wider range of real-time data and react more quickly to changing traffic conditions. This isn't like rocket science.
No.
They've had this for years.
Yep.
And that's always what's bemused me driving around. Like, I understand during the day, if there's a lot of traffic about, there's not much you can do in ways of light sequences because it's all gummed up. But why at night, why can't we have smarter systems where there's less cyclists at night, so then we prioritise more of the traffic that is there? If 50 cyclists appear at night on the cycleway, you think, well, okay, great, we'll prioritise the cycle lights.
Yep.
Get them moving, but it doesn't seem to work like that.
No, nothing seems to work, does it?
And especially with like AI and stuff now, this should be like, I don't know. It just really frustrates me that clearly the technology's there, but it is never.
It's not being used. Yeah.
We all know the light sequences all across London just because of our sheer exposure of sitting in them, where you don't even really need to think anymore. You just sort of wait. You kind of almost like tap the beat in the cab and then go, boom, green. And nothing ever changes.
No. It's mad, isn't it? I mean, originally, like Marylebone Road.
Yeah.
Originally, when it was originally designed, until we had Transport for London, the traffic lights along Marylebone Road were designed as such that if you were sitting at one end of Marylebone Road and the lights went green, if you kept within the speed limit, it was supposed to have been what they called a green wave. Yeah, that as you went along Marylebone Road, all the lights would turn green.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen anymore.
No, I think you get it in sections, don't you? There's probably bits where it gets kind of
It was
worse.
supposed to have been that it was like a green wave right the way along Marylebone Road. So if you started at one end and you were sitting at a red traffic light and you waited and the lights went green and you just accelerated steadily up to the speed limit, which back then was 30 mile an hour, you would get a green wave all the way along. So you just carried on travelling right the way along Marylebone Road. And then what happened? People started fiddling with the phasing of the traffic lights. So you pull away from one, you stop at the next, and you pull away from another one, you stop at the next one. So it's like stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. And if you're talking about reducing emissions and pollutants in the air, that's not the way to do it. The way to do it is to have the green wave that guides you all the way along Marylebone Road so that you don't stop. Less pollution, less emissions and less congestion.
Oh, I just think it's just the other trouble now is that there's too many traffic lights and things telling you what to do and how to do it. I mean, we need. I don't get why I can't go back to more mini roundabouts and things. You look at
They've been taking them away.
But one that comes to mind is you've got the sort of junction of like Mount Street and Davy Street, top of Berkeley Square. Lovely little mini roundabout there. That's sort of one that kind of was a bit more prioritised and went in. Another good one, I guess, is bottom of St James's Street. Some people call it Marlborough Circus, so by Marlborough Gate, where it joins to Pall Mall. That's quite a nice, almost sort of bit of a roundabout. No one gets the lane choice correct, but
yep. Well, we used to have two fantastic roundabouts, one each side of Lambeth Bridge.
Yeah. Yep.
And someone decided to take them away.
I had
that
that
was
for
great.
the first time yesterday, just trying to work that out. A geezer got in. I was by House of Parliament, and he's like, want to go to Campbell New Road? And I'm like, oh gosh. Can I turn left onto the bridge? Can I not? I mean, like, That seems like the movement that wouldn't be allowed, but yeah, you can turn left onto the bridge, can't you? So
Well, you can, but they've spent over a year repairing that bridge, and it was open for a week, and they've decided to dig it back up again.
yeah,
What's going on there?
wild, isn't it? It's just wild.
I mean, if they've made a mistake, why? It was a year they had to do it, and how comes it's being dug up again? It's madness. All that money and all that time, and then it's like over the weekend, Knightsbridge has been closed, eastbound. Yeah,
Yep.
right outside, just past the Mandarin Oriental Hyde Park. There's a hole in the road. Yeah. Now this is a major arterial route into London from the west. All roads coming from the west, south, west, everywhere converge into Knightsbridge. Yeah? And do you think there was anyone working on it over the weekend? No.
Wild.
No. But the lane that was left was wide enough for cars to get through. But no. We can't have cars going through there. We need to close the whole road off and just make the congestion absolutely diabolical for everybody over the weekend. And it was probably the same. I hate to think of what it was like Monday morning.
Yeah.
Didn't go there Monday morning.
It was
Hate to think of what
still
it was
there.
like.
Yeah, it was still there yesterday. Yeah, because I hadn't been out over the weekend. I saw it there. I was like, oh bloody hell! I was like, no cabs on the Mandarin. I'm like, oh, that's why there's no cabs on the Mandarin.
They've closed
Can't
the
get
road
there.
off. You can't get there. Yeah, you can't get there. Absolute madness, and no one working on it at all. And you think we're supposed to be like, are we a third world country now, or are we, one of
It's
them?
how many contradict one another as well. Like,
Yeah.
in the city, Fleet Street was shut westbound from Ludgate Circus, as was Newgate Street. Shut westbound. So you're like, right, so I haven't really got many options of getting west here.
Yeah. I got a phone call that day that they did that. Danny McIntyre phoned me. He said, I'm going home. I said, why? He said, I'm on my way. And he said, they've shut Fleet Street going west. He said, and I went up to Newgate Street. They've shut Newgate Street. He said, the whole place has come to a standstill.
Yeah.
He says, I turned around and went back home again.
I was tempted, but you just got to just ride through it. And it's just the most demoralising thing. You just want to get onto a job and get moving. But
I know. And they've just literally, there's no joined up thinking, is there? It's like there's no coordination, no joined. And when you think both those roads are in the city of London.
Yep.
And no joined up thinking, no coordination at all between the two as to, closing both routes going west. All right, the embankment was still open. But apparently at one point, the embankment just come to a complete standstill. Luckily, by the time I went to come along there, I think everybody had thought, oh, sod this, and they've all gone home, and I just flew through. But it was great. But no, absolute madness of roadworks in London is just mad.
So don't worry, there's a 5-year plan now. I mean, why it's got to be a 5-year plan? Why can't they just go right from today?
Yeah, from today. From today. They've been had one lane closed in Fleet Street for 3 years. So that contractor has been inconveniencing Londoners for 3 years. So we're going to fine them for 3 years worth of road rental scheme. Yeah.
I swear, every time I go abroad and I stay in a hotel or an Airbnb somewhere, like in a major city, I get woken up by all the roadworks that are going on all hours of the night. It just seems to happen. It doesn't.
Yeah, no, they just give up over here.
When I first got out, I got a yellow box fine, top it up at Woburn Place, right in the middle of Box Junction, bang to rights, whatever, fine. But obviously, the fine you get for a box junction is deemed to be the appropriate punishment for how you've held up London. I've been at box junction, couldn't get people around, £60 fine. That's what the fine is technically for. I think, well, like you say, people don't work on stuff overnight. It should be a complete cash cow, really, for
so
the TfL.
If that's the fine for holding up Londoners, yeah. So 4 times I've tried going along Knightsbridge over the weekend. Does that mean that from that contractor I'm owed £240?
Wild, isn't it? Wild.
Yeah, I mean every cab driver in London should be owed £240. For each time. It's £60 for each time they want to go along Knightsbridge, because that contractor's not bothering to rectify the problem. It's just the hole there, and I assume it was still there Monday because, as you said, I didn't go to work really in the end. I just fell asleep in Great Suffolk Street and didn't go anywhere.
Oh, fair enough.
And just went home. I'll just.
So we'll see.
feel
I
better,
mean, the salient point in this article, reading this from Taxi Point, it says, for black cabs, this could also be key given their access across much of the bus lane network. In addition, signal time reviews will now be carried out along entire bus routes rather than at isolated junctions, a shift that could alter traffic patterns on key taxi corridors. So, who knows? Who knows? Maybe they'll get it a lot worse. Key taxi corridors. Oxford Street's one of them.
Oxford Street's a key taxi corridor. We use that all the time. It's a great source of work for the taxi trade, and yet you're going to take it away from us.
Even if you're going to east to west and you're not as high up as the Marylebone Road, you're not.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not viable to get up to the Marylebone Road if it means sitting in Gower Street and all that stuff. So you got to
come along,
just ride it. Yeah.
Yep, Oxford Street. So. TfL are going to pay taxi drivers or licensees £300 goodwill gesture. Now, if
you had a delay in your license renewal between a certain time period, I believe.
Yeah, it was. I can't remember what is it. March 24 till December 25 or something.
Shall
like
we
that.
get the email up?
Get the email up, so I'm gone. That's it.
What's TfL roads update. Important update. No, that's congestion charge. That's not new. TPH notice. We've introduced a goodwill payment scheme for existing licensees who have been impacted by licensing processing delays who meet certain criteria. Introduction of new license processing software coupled with the recovery from an earlier cybersecurity incident led to the licensing delays being experienced by some drivers. And where's the date? Criteria for the goodwill payment. You have to be an existing taxi or private hire driver.
Yep.
So interesting. That means obviously maybe new knowledge students, applicants didn't get disrupted by this. Who knows? So maybe that's why they've deemed this. From the 1st of September 2024 to the 31st of December 2025. So it's quite a big time, this. It's over a year of people. Did I renew then?
Yeah, I did.
But it says, criteria is that, the application to renew must have been successful and the driver is now licensed and remain licensed. Driver experienced a period of time where they were not licensed. Driver must have passed any mandatory driver assessments before the licence expired.
Right, so I was not licensed from the 8th of December 2024 to the 8th of February 2025. Yeah. But under this, licensees who meet the criteria and had a period of more than 7 days without a licence, right, will instead receive a one-off goodwill payment totaling £500. So I was not licensed for more than that, 3 months. Yeah. So, but I did have a Section 17 saying that under the fact that I was going through the renewal process, I could carry on working. But one of the points on this is that you've had to have fulfilled all of the, you submitted your application and fulfilled all of the requirements. The thing that was holding mine up was the DBS. So I guarantee that they're going to say I didn't fulfill all the requirements. That's their get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the get out. And as I said in the previous episode, I can't fault TfL for the renewal of my licence because they kept contacting me and saying, have you had your DBS back yet? So really it wasn't their fault. So I can't really fault them for it and say, well, you've got to give me money because I didn't have a licence. No, it's DBS. And to be honest with you, I don't think the DBS service is fit for purpose. I think that they should be disbanded and got rid of. Because when we first said that it went from the PCO searching the police national computer for any criminal records and we had to have a DBS, when the DBS was introduced, we was told you would be able to apply for a DBS and you would be able to use it across multiple occupations. Yeah? Because one DBS would suffice for any employer.
Yeah.
It doesn't though. At one point I held 4 DBSs.
Yeah.
So what's that all about? You know? And also, you cannot contact the DBS service. They do not answer their... You think Transport for London are bad. DBS are 100 times worse. Yeah? You can't contact them by email. They do not reply at all. You just do not receive a reply. If you make a complaint, you make the complaint on their web chat form. Then they reply to you by letter. Yeah? They're just absolutely incompetent. And then the problem with mine was it went through all the first stages really quickly. When it got to the police station stage, that was it. It just ground to a complete halt from the 31st of August 2024 right the way round to the middle of January 2025. So they had it for nearly 5 months.
Wow.
And did nothing at all.
It's just sat there.
And when I phoned them, they said, we're all working from home. Well, yep, there's the problem then. You're not actually working, are you, really? You're just sitting on your bums claiming wages.
So it'd be interesting to see if you do get that goodwill payment. And then we said about as well, obviously it's going to be received by cheque. You don't have to do anything. They'll actively contact you and do it. You don't have to claim for it.
Yeah.
So will you be doing this? Or because the other thing, we said it's a get out, i.e.
Well, there is...
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, there is the point that there's some drivers, especially the IGWB or whatever they are, union, the private hire drivers, that are talking about taking TfL to court for loss of earnings. Now, if a driver receives the cheque and then cashing it, does that mean that he has got no claim against TfL because he's accepted a goodwill gesture?
Exactly, yeah. I'd probably make you right on that, yeah.
You know, is it so? By them sending you a cheque, if they paid it direct into your bank account or refunded your card payment, you'd have no control over that. You
have no control over that, and you could probably still take them to court, yeah.
Yeah, but if you get a cheque and then you physically pay it into your bank, you've actually made the effort to pay it in, so which means they could say, well, you accepted our goodwill gesture, you've got no claim against us now.
Yep. Yeah, it says here, so we do not retain payment details after a transaction is completed, so issuing cheques is the most efficient and secure way to make these payments. Compensation claims. This is a one-off goodwill payment. If a licensee wants to submit a claim for compensation, they should seek their own legal advice. So I guess that's probably the bit at the bottom that pretty much says what we've just said there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But interesting, though, the goodwill payment is £300 for taxi drivers, £310 for private hire drivers.
Yeah, but because their licence fee is different, isn't it? We pay £300 and they pay £310.
Gotcha. I just got a bit upset there for no reason. Like £10.
You thought they was getting more than us, did you? No, they pay more than us, so they have actually, effectively they've got to get more back.
And the bit at the bottom here, why new applicants aren't included, it basically says that if you're applying for the first time, you're not already in the system, you're not already working or using them as your livelihood, so that's why it's not a issue.
So you won't get if you're just applying, you're not going to get anything. So that's the reason why. It's really strange. Your camera keeps moving up and down every now and again.
It does that. Like I do this, and it will just like move to me. I don't know if it's doing.
Is that your phone or is it?
Yeah, it's my phone. Yeah, it does that. Yeah, it kind of recenters me.
Yeah, mine's decided it's not going to use the front camera this time. It's going to use the back one and zoom in on me, which I'm not too happy about, to be honest with you. But I think I'm going to use a different phone next time.
So £300, will you take the £300 or will you be seeking legal advice, or are you going to stay stum and not tell anyone? Yeah.
I don't think I'm even going to get the £300, to be honest with you, because as I say, that I think they'll get out on this.
Your DBS,
because it was me DBS and not anything to do with them. And as I say, I don't think I'd cash it Well, yeah, I probably would. But
£300 turns up on your doorstep.
Yeah. I probably would, because I don't think I would have a claim against them anyway, because it's not them, it was my DBS, and I've already admitted that they was quite proactive in seeking me and saying, have you received your DBS certificate back yet, because we've not had a notification. If you have, just scan it or photograph it, send it to us, and we'll start your renewal process, but we can't do it until we receive that. So I can't blame them.
Yeah.
So I personally don't think I'm going to receive the £300 cheque.
But goodwill, so maybe.
Well, if it's goodwill, yeah, if it's a goodwill gesture, I'll cash it. But if not,
Thank you for your services to the London taxi trade, Jamie.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I will consider cashing it and maybe going and paying for the next Pie and Mash Club meet.
There you go.
All on TFL, yeah. But that ain't going to happen, is it? So. Oh dear. So one of the things you wanted to include this week was place nicknames.
It's one that came up, right? You see taxi books, there's taxi websites online that's got all the different nicknames that we as cab drivers have attributed to different locations over the years. Yeah. And even when a new thing pops up, we somehow give it a nickname. But the one that always escaped me until someone commented on one of my YouTube videos was the Royal Lobster. Now, do you know the Royal Lobster and why it's called the Royal Lobster?
I've never heard of it before. I think it's something that someone's just made up.
Well, I don't know if it's an old one that then got borrowed and adapted down, but it makes perfect sense. So it was always attributed to King's Cross Station, the Royal Lobster. And I'm like, most of these you can work out. Like, you can work out that the Houses of Parliament is the gasworks because of all the hot air that comes out of there, etc. Do you want to know why it's called the Royal Lobster?
Go on.
And someone put it on my video, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, and some of us older cab drivers. I don't know if it was a cab driver or just knew a lot about the history. King's Cross Station. So the King Cross Station.
Crustacean. The
Royal Lobster.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Cool, isn't it?
It's a bit far-fetched, isn't it? Let's be honest.
I don't know, but I always saw it.
But, yeah.
I saw it, probably like what? Yeah, about 10 years ago when I was doing the knowledge, I'd see it on these websites. I'm like, well, how does that link,
Yeah, so what other ones do you know then? Come on.
But they're all gone now.
They've all gone. They've all disappeared. It's like people
used to be the gas chamber.
The gas chamber is or the gasworks is the Houses of Parliament, isn't it?
Well, no, it's Gasworks, Parliament, Gas Chamber.
Euston Station.
Underground, yeah. But now it's like, I think they call it the Snake now, don't they? The Pride Snake.
The Pride Snake is it?
Yeah.
Pride Snake. So the gasworks was the Houses of Parliament, and as you say, all the hot air in there. But did you know that a lot of people, when Big Ben was first opened, they thought that the tower was called St Stephen's Tower.
Right,
and it's not, obviously. St Stephen's Tower is the ventilation shaft, the spiky bit in the middle of the building, which is a ventilation shaft to let all the bad smells out. So, yeah. So definitely the gas works. Yeah. Obviously the iron lung.
Yeah.
Because you need iron lungs to go in there. It's
proper geezers.
Terminal 6.
Yes. Now, I only learned why it became called Terminal 6 somewhat recently. Again, these glossaries pages would tell you what Terminal 6 was. Westfield, Shepherd's Bush. And I'll come on to Shepherd's Bush in a minute.
Oh, you got your book. Why a shepherd needs a bush.
Yeah. But because of the ash cloud.
Yep.
When the ash cloud came in, supposedly a load of Heathrow drivers went and worked there.
Yeah. Terminal 6.
And it feels like going to a Heathrow terminal.
It's like all of the cab shelters have all got nicknames as well. The cabman shelters.
Yeah.
So the St John's Wood one is the chapel.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the one at Kensington Gore called the All Nations.
Yep.
The one that's not in the middle of the Brompton Road at the moment was the Bell and Horns.
Yeah.
Don't know any of the others.
Well, we got Russell Square hasn't really got a nickname, has it?
No, it's just Russell Square.
Russell Square. Oh, you got there was the one. It's not used as a cab one now, but the Pier.
Yeah. Well, that's because it was by Chelsea Pier, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Can't remember it. I can't think of any of the others that have got a nickname, but no ones have got nicknames. Can you think of any others?
Yeah, always interesting to look at the
McLiver. How did Liverpool Street become McLiver? See?
It's the McDonald's there, isn't it? It's just, that's what you see. Say what you see, usually, isn't it? It's like, the cheese grater or the, the walkie-talkie or the walkie-scorchy, whatever you want to call it, yeah.
Walkie-scorchy, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, why do shepherds need a bush? So this is a book I got.
Now, come on, tell us why a shepherd needs a bush then.
I was listening back to the episode because I'm like, I alluded to this. And this is basically, it's a cool book by a man called David Hilliam. It's basically the etymology of London Underground tube station names. So everything in here. Alphabetical order. Shepherd's Bush. In earlier times, this area had the picturesque name of Gaggle Goose Green. Not Shepherd's Bush Green, Gaggle Goose Green.
Gaggle Goose Green.
Yeah, the present name of Shepherd's Bush is another reminder that until comparatively recently, many parts of London were still completely rural. This name derives from the widespread practice among shepherds of clipping and trimming a suitable tree or bush into a sort of upright shelter, which was lined with straw so they could stand, leaning back, to watch their sheep in comfort. There used to be shepherd's bushes throughout the country, but nowadays the name of this area near West Kensington is virtually the only reminder of this ancient custom.
And it took a whole book to say that.
Yeah, no. That's just the one on Shepherd's Bush. But no, it's just got all the other, stations where they'll come from,
Yeah.
What they all mean.
And yet Transport for London are now renaming a lot of the stations, aren't they? Some of them.
The lines as well, weren't they?
Yeah.
They've done a lot of the overground lines and whatever.
Yeah. Which, it's not very good. It should remain as they were, historical, and the name should remain as they was, because that is history. It's like these people that try pulling down statues, really, isn't it? And trying to eradicate history. You shouldn't really eradicate history. You should learn from history.
Yeah,
otherwise you end up making the same mistakes again.
Yeah, you can't judge the past on today's standards.
No,
definitely in the same way that what we're doing right now would not, by future standards, we'll look back on so many things we're doing right now and thinking, gosh, we used to drink so much coffee. Like, how bad that was for you.
Coffee's bad for your smoking. When they used to issue cigarettes to soldiers.
This is what I mean,
Smoking's good for you. Smoke.
Go to the doctors. Oh, high blood pressure. You need a cigarette.
Yeah, have a cigarette. That'll calm your stress down a bit. Yeah. It's like go back to the medieval period when the drinking water was bad, so people would drink gin instead. Yeah, 2 pints of gin a day, and everyone was walking around the city of London absolutely blasted out of their brains. Even the children. Must have been great fun, mustn't it? Walking around.
Mother's ruin.
Mother's ruin. I think it was everybody's ruin, really, wasn't it?
Well, Gin Lane, the famous picture by William Hogarth that depicts that.
It's like the old statue outside St Paul's of Queen Anne.
Yeah.
Looking down towards Fleet Street. Annie, you've committed a sin. Your back's to the church, your face to the gin.
Didn't know that one, but that's why it's got the
longer
big
than
spiky
that,
fence. Spiky fence around it, isn't it?
Yeah, but by the time you go through the whole thing, for the tourists, it's much easier just to condense it down a bit. So, yeah. Choose Taxis campaign, or London Taxi PR's Choose Taxi campaign. So Andy Scott came up with this idea of replicating the Choose Life T-shirts that Wham wore all them years ago, 40 odd years ago. Well, it was 40 years ago. Wake Me Up Before You Go. And they had Choose Life on their T-shirts. And so he thought, replicate that for the cab trade, in celebration of Wham a bit, because I think he's a bit of a Wham fan.
Well, I think as well it's the sort of demographic of cab users as well.
Yeah.
If they're of that age to remember, they probably are more likely to take cabs. It's kind of pointless to have like a marketing effort that would be, more of the 2000s ilk, because it's not really our sort of cab base, really, is it? I mean,
no.
So, yeah.
But he had T-shirts printed with, rather than Choose Life, Choose Taxi, and you refuse to wear it. Come on, tell us why.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Andy. Andy
got quite upset that you wouldn't wear his T-shirt. You know that, don't you?
Because I'm not really one for branded T-shirts. Pretty much every shirt I wear is plain. You know, I just love plane and just chuck that plane on or whatever. I don't really like brands. Says that whilst I've got this big cap on. That's probably the only thing I put like a brand on is like a cap. Jamie's wearing his Jamie the Cabbie merch there. But yeah, I just didn't. And also, I wasn't around in the 80s, so I'm a bit of a fraud, you know. It might age me a bit. So.
Well, yeah, he wasn't, was you? No, he wasn't around in the 80s. Because as we discovered in the previous show, I've actually been driving a cab longer than you've been on the planet.
On this planet, yeah.
Good, yeah. No, my daughter's the same age as you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's actually been quite successful, the campaign, because a lot of stars have been photographed wearing the T-shirts. Also the iconic photograph of Lee Dargan wearing it in Disney.
That was a really good photo, yeah.
That was a really good photo taken by Nikki Bamber, I think that was taken, the photographer. Yeah, that was a really, really great photograph. But there's been a lot of stars wearing them. Every time Andy invites a celebrity to one of the shelters to celebrate the 150th years of the Cabman shelters, he gets them to don one of the T-shirts and they have their photograph taken. But also, I forget his name, Chris, the guy out of the Midwife. What's the programme? Call a Midwife.
Okay.
Who used to be Minty in EastEnders. He was photographed wearing it. Just, you know, not just going to film. He was wearing the Choose Taxi T-shirt. So, yeah, great publicity. And well done, Andy, for doing it, even though Tom wouldn't wear your T-shirt.
Feel bad now. He's got all the celebs in that.
I've got one you can wear if you want. If you want to put it on, you can wear it, Tom. I've got one you can put on.
I'm not famous enough for that, you know. Far too, yeah. But no, he gets all the, you know, good people and, you know, into the shelters and things like that, you know.
Yeah.
So really sort of unsung hero of, like, you know, how much he works on it. And yeah, you know, I mean, what, Stephen Fry as well. I mean, I don't know about
Stephen Fry, Tamsin Althwaite, Jeffrey Archer.
Yeah.
And a few others he's had as well. So, I mean, I went along with him to a couple of them, but the others that he's organised, unfortunately, I haven't been available to go along. So, but yeah, we filmed the Stephen Fry one, which got quite a lot of views on YouTube. He was quite an interesting fellow and really, really big cab user, big taxi, London taxi user, as is Jeffrey Archer. Really, I mean, Jeffrey Archer paid for the refurbishment of Northumberland Avenue, donated towards the refurbishment of Northumberland Avenue shelter. So yeah, he's quite a big, and he actually says in the video he's a big cab supporter as well. But if you haven't seen it, you can see it on London Taxi PR's YouTube channel. Go across there. It hasn't actually got an at LTPR yet because I don't think it's got enough subscribers.
Yeah.
So I have to have a look into that, see if I can get them at LTPR on YouTube. But yeah, there's a few videos of the encounters that Andy's had in the shelters with different people up on their YouTube channel. Most of them are filmed on Andy's phone, so the quality is not brilliant, and also he doesn't quite know where to position the camera, and other people keep popping up on the videos, as you may have seen in the past.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to do, isn't it? I mean, they're quite sort of primitive in space in those, in the shelters. So on top of obviously getting the people there, like I'm sure if you sort of then spend a day putting cameras in and, you know, all audio and that, these people are obviously busy people. It then soon adds to their day, especially if it's just Andy doing it. So credit to him, really.
Well, Andy doesn't upload them. I do.
There we go. Yeah.
Really well done, Andy, for the Choose Taxi campaign. Actually got liveries on taxis as well now, with Choose Taxi on the side, and I've been seeing more and more of them around. Actually, I think it's Michael Glassman has donated a number of taxis to have them put on the side. So, well done to Andy for that, and everything else he does as well. I mean, he does go a long way to promoting the taxi trade, and people say, "Oh, is he a cab driver?" No, he's not. But listen, for what he gets paid for what he does, you wouldn't want to do it, believe me.
Well, in many ways, it's probably better because you can see the blind spots that we can't see because we're already in it, or we're just too addicted to the pound note and going out in the cab, you know. Whereas, you know, if it's in his situation, it's like, right, what can I do more to kind of further the cab trade? Because that's whereas many of us just like, oh, well, I'm bored now. Like, should we just go out in a cab and just earn a few quid?
Yeah, just
like,
go out in a cab and earn a few quid. Yeah. So. Yeah, Choose Taxi campaign has been doing really well, and well done to Andy for coming up with the idea. Because I thought it was quite a good idea, actually.
That's the thing I saw straight away was that obviously, it just hits that age demographic, that group perfectly, and then it just then tells you exactly what the campaign is really. Yeah.
So one thing we said, because we're coming up towards the hour now, one thing we said we was going to do right at the very start of this show, and we haven't done it again, is encourage you to subscribe, because there's loads and loads of people watching this on YouTube and they are not subscribing. So please make sure that you subscribe, and because that helps us and it gets the videos out to a bigger demographic on YouTube. And also, if you're not subscribing to the audio podcast, if you're an audio listener, subscribe or follow or whatever in your favourite podcast app, because that also does exactly the same thing, gets it out to a larger demographic of people, and gives us more exposure. So, until next time, I think that's it.
That's us. Thank you very much.
Done for this week, because I'm very mindful of keeping it under the hour.
Yeah, I think hours are nice.
Because the last couple have been like an hour and 14, an hour and 15, and I think it's, a little bit too much. I think, people's concentration.
You can devour them. I do devour podcasts, and when we're out in the cab, I'm sure we listen to loads of stuff. But there is usually, like, anything you listen to, there's always like a nice natural kind of arc. And you shouldn't go beyond that. And now we're talking about the end. Many people probably already clicked off and said goodbye already.
See you later.
So those people that have already gone, to hell with you.
Yeah. And those that are still here, thanks very much for staying. We love you. So until next week, see you then.
Bye-bye.
Some extra listeners, cause we think we are great. So if you like our station, then please go tell a man. If you can get some of your pals to tune into our show, we promise we will have a day with ginger nuts and cocoa.
Oh, I do love ginger nuts. Oh, fucking hate ginger